it do what it do, y'all. Let's see what we got over here in the back. We got some 40 volume developer. We got some heavy duty aluminum foil. We have our BW2 bleach powder. We have a plastic, not metal, plastic spoon. And we have our mixing bowl. It has to be plastic. Always use plastic when you're using these chemicals. All right, y'all. So I'm about to show y'all how to correctly, safely bleach your knots and take your time. So first off, I'm going to tear off 2 pieces of aluminum foil. Dog, that's so ghetto. Y'all hear my heater in the background? I'm sorry. And I'm not going to turn it off because it's cold. Okay? Anyway, you got your 2 pieces of aluminum foil. Well, I have my 2 pieces of aluminum foil. So you're going to use your aluminum foil, take it off, put your closure or your frontal up under. Now this right here I have is just plain water. You can put conditioner in it if you like because it's going on the hair, but it's just plain old water. Now I take this, I spray the water in my hand, and then I place it on to the hair, on the frontal or the closure for those flyaways. I like to lay down those flyaways so that when I flip the frontal or the closure, it's not in the way of the bleach and then it get bleached with the lace. So I do this first, and I don't like to directly spray it onto the hair. I like to just spray it on my hand because I really don't need a lot. And if you've ever bleached knots before, then you know what I'm talking about as far as the flyaways. So I'm just putting the water on, brushing it back. Okay, as you can see, you see here. Yep. Okay, we got it together. So I'm going to lay that down. And I found with I'm going to do the same thing with the closure, but I found with a frontal, when you're bleaching a frontal, if you are not seasoned or if this like you're a beginner, I find it easier to clip the frontal on end by end onto the foil because it helps takes the wrinkle. It helps. Let me get it together. It helps you take the wrinkles out. Y'all see how the wrinkles, like it's bunched up and bulged up in the middle. Y'all can see it over there. Just take a look. It's bulged up over there in the middle. So I would just say take it and stretch it. That way you're not having a difficult time when you applying the bleach. Okay, so now that I've done the same thing to the closure, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Grab that mixing thing. Now, you don't have to measure. I'm telling y'all, you do not have to measure. If you use 1 full scoop, a half a scoop, 2 or 3 scoops, whatever you use, just make sure you get the correct consistency. That's all that matters. Now, I'm going to use 2 scoops because I'm doing a frontal and a closure, and I need a little bit more than I would need for 1. So that's why I use 2 scoops. I just know I needed a lot. Now, before I add in my developer, I'm going to go ahead and mix it. Mix out the clumps because I don't want no lumps and all of that other stuff. Once I got it together, I put in my developer. When I put in my developer, I put in a little at a time. Just a little at a time. And then I start to mix. That didn't look like a little, but it was. Okay, so then you mix it. Go ahead and mix it so you can see how the consistency will be. And then if it's too thick, then of course go ahead and add your developer little by little. Now, if you ever add too much developer, you can always go back in with more bleach. It's okay. It's a problem that can be fixed. If it's too runny, add more bleach. If it's too thick, add a little more developer. Balance it out. Now, I added a little more bleach because I felt like it was too runny. You don't want it thin. You want it as thick as you could possibly get it without being clumpy thick, if you know what I mean. Because we don't want it to seep through the lace. Okay, now as I start to put it on the closure, I'm going to start with the closure first. I always, okay, start at the bottom back end. Because the thinner it is at the top, like towards the baby hair, it processes faster because it's not as dense. So I start with the bottom, When you apply it, use the back end of the spoon. Do not press. Do not press. Don't press it. Because if you press it, that you pushing the bleach down through the tiny itty bitty holes. And then it's gonna bleach the other side. It's gonna bleach your roots. So be very gentle. Take your time, no rush. And make sure you fill in those gaps. Easy peasy. And I'm just going to speed it up because it's just repetitive. Just make sure you start from the bottom and work your way up to the top. And as you get to the top where the baby hair is, be very, very, very careful because it's thinner, so it'll seep through easier. So just take your time. All right, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to flip it over onto the foil because it's going to create that heat. And heat helps it process faster. It helps it bleach faster. Boom. And then I'm going to work my way over to the frontal. Now with the frontal, it's tricky. You can start in the middle and work your way from left to right. Or you can start on the left side or the right side. But since I'm right-handed, I'll work my way from the left to the middle to the right. And with frontals, you have to be very careful because like I said, it bulges in different sections and it's not completely flat. But in order to get it completely flat, I would just say stretch it and use like a hair clip on each end of the foil, and it'll kind of stretch it out to give you that flat base so you can apply the bleach. And please, when you do your frontals and closures, make sure you go all the way up. Go up far enough because you don't want to have a bleach frontal or closure and then the baby hair section is not bleached. Oh, that's going to be ugly. And of course, like I said, it's sped up, but take your time. It's no rush. I sped it up, but take your time. And my phone died with the washout, but this is how it turned out. And get into it. Scalp. It's giving scalpiana. Okay. So as always, thank y'all for watching. I hope this helped.